Question 1. A teacher uses a question-answer session to ensure desired learning outcomes in his/her classroom. In this process, he/she offers the following type of comment to a few answers given by a student. Yes, you are right, good. This will be considered as an example of 1. Positive feedback, 2. Negative feedback, 3. Confirmatory feedback, 4. Corrective feedback. Correct answer: positive feedback. Question 2. In the cognitive domain of teaching learning objectives, which will be categorized as a higher type of learning outcomes? A. Knowledge and comprehension. B. Analysis of conceptual elements. C. Application of acquired knowledge and skills. D. Synthesis involving the creative organization of ideas. E. Evaluation involving judgment using internal or external standards. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1A, B and C only. 2B, C and D only. 3C, D and E only. 4B, D and E only. Correct answer: B, D and E only. Question 3. Given below are two statements. Statement I. Maximum performances tests are designed to assess the upper limits of the examine's knowledge and ability. Statement 2. Typical response tests are designed to measure specific behaviors and characteristics of examines. In light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. 1. Both statement I and statement 2 are true. 2. Both statement I and statement 2 are false. 3. Statement I is correct but statement 2 is false. 4. Statement I is incorrect but statement 2 is true. Correct answer: both statement I and statement 2 are true. Question 4. Match list I with list 2. List I, list 2. Behavioral teaching competencies description. A. Instructing I, optimizing on task and minimizing off-task activities. B. Communicating to. Watching groups, behaviors, and pace etc. and reacting quickly. C. Managing 3. Using methods and activities by the teacher to promote learning. D. Monitoring 4. Transmitting thoughts and ideas verbally and non-verbally. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1A I, B2, C3, D4. 2A4, B3, C2, DI. 3A3, B4, CI, D2. 4A2, BI, C4, D3. Correct answer: A3, B4, CI, D2. Question 5. Given below are two statements, one is labeled as assertion A and other is labeled as reason R. Assertion A. Evaluation is said to be formative when the intention is to identify scope and potential for improvement of teaching learning system. Reason R. The form of such evaluation is informal and has to take place during instruction/teaching. In light of the above statements, choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. 2. Both A and R are true and R is not the correct explanation of A. 3. A is true but R is false. 4. A is false but R is true. Correct answer: A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Question 6. In which research H method manipulation of independent variable and control of extraneous variables are neither possible nor desirable? 1. Experimental method. 2. Ex post facto method. 3. Historical method. 4. Descriptive survey method. Correct answer: ex post facto method. Question 7. Identify those statements which describe the characteristics features of qualitative research paradigm. A. Researchers tend to analyze their data inductively. B. The substantive research hypothesis is tested by a null hypothesis. C. Data take the form of words or pictures. D. Actual settings are the direct source of data. E. It assumes that there are social facts with a single objective reality. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1A, B and C only. 2A, B and E only. 3B, C and E only. 4A, C and D only. Correct answer A, C and D only. Question A. In quantitative research paradigm, which of the following sampling methods are given preference? A. Simple random sampling. B. Stratified sampling. C. Quota sampling. D. Snowball sampling. E. Systematic sampling. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1A, B and C only. 2A, B and E only. 3B, C and D only. 4C, D and E only. Correct answer A, B and E only. Question 9. Match list I with list 2. List I, list 2. Research concepts description. A. Hypothesis I. It is statistical test that does not make assumptions about the parameters. B. Sample 2. Device using which data are collected in research. C. Research tool 3. A subset drawn from a larger set to represent it. D. Non-parametric tests 4. A tentative statement indicating relationship between two or more than two variables. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1A4, B3, C2, DI. 2AI, B2, C3, D4. 3A2, BI, C4, D3. 4A3, B4, CI, D2. Correct answer A4, B3, C2, DI. Question 10. Given below are two statements, one is labeled as assertion A and other is labeled as reason R. Assertion A cross break is a numerical tabular presentation of data, usually in frequency or percentage form, in which variables are cross-partitioned to study relations between them. Reason R, the categories are set up according to the research hypothesis. In light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. 1. Both A and R are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. 2. Both A and R are correct and R is not the correct explanation of A. 3A is correct but R is not correct. 4A is not correct but R is correct. Correct answer: both A and R are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. Comprehension 11 to 15. Read the given passage carefully and answer the questions that follow. Much is still unknown about human behavior. Unanswered questions remain and further research is necessary. Knowledge about motivation, leader behavior, and change will continue to be of great concern to practitioners of management for several reasons. It can help improve the effective leadership of human resources, it can help in preventing resistance to change, restriction to output, and personnel disputes, and often it can lead to a more productive organization. Our intention has been to provide a conceptual framework that may be useful to you in applying the conclusions of the behavior sciences. The value that a framework of this kind has is not in changing one's knowledge, but in changing one's behavior in working with people. We have discussed three basic competencies in influencing: diagnosing, being able to understand and interpret the situation you are attempting to influence; adapting, being able to adapt your behavior and the resources you control to the contingencies of the situation; and communicating, being able to put the message in such a way that people can easily understand and accept it. Each of these competencies is different and requires a different developmental approach. For example, diagnosing is cognitive or of the mind in nature and requires thinking skills, Adapting is behavioral in nature and requires behavioral practice, and communicating is process-oriented and requires learning and interrelating the key steps in the process. Because these three competencies require different knowledge and skills, how do we continue the process that we started with? Continue. The key to starting the process of changing behavior is sharing what you have learned with other people in your own organization. Two things occur when people who work together all have a common language. First, they are able to give each other feedback and help in a very rational, unemotional way that affects behavior. Second, when followers start to realize that if their manager is using situational leadership, it is not the manager, but their behavior, that determines the leadership style to be used with them. Question 11. Which of the following prohibits resistance to change? 1. Knowledge of leader behavior. 2. Removing restriction on output. 3. Personnel disputes. 4. Non-productive organization. Correct answer: knowledge of leader behavior. Question 12. What the value outcome of applying a theoretical framework of behavioral science? 1. Changes in one's own knowledge. 2. Change in one's behavior while working with others. 3. Not understandable human behavior. 4. Emergence of value-loaded framework. Correct answer: change in one's behavior while working with others. Question 13. Each of the basic competencies needs: 1. Exclusivity. 2. Situational contingency. 3. Interrelation with others. 4. A different approach in acquiring it. Correct answer: a different approach in acquiring it. Question 14. What prompts a change in a person's behavior? 1. Leadership style. 2. Situational support to the managers. 3. Sharing of learning outcomes with others in the organization. 4. Segregation of competencies. Correct answer: sharing of learning outcomes with others in the organization. Question 15. The inferences that can be drawn from the passage are: A common language among people in an organization will ensure unbiased feedback. 2. People are known for fluctuating behavior. 3. People's behavior influences the leader. 4. Emotions and human behavior are separate and easily explicable. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1. A and B only. 2. B and C only. 3. C and D only. 4. A and C only. Correct answer: A and C only. Question 16. When communication meets the aims and objectives of classroom teaching, it becomes: 1. Extraordinary. 2. Personal. 3. Functional. 4. Obligatory. Correct answer: functional. Question 17. Which of the following can be considered as psychological barriers to effective communication? A. Descriptive message. B. Inattentiveness. C. Too much reliance on the written word. D. Limited retention. Illogical organization. F. Flow of thought. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1. A, B and C only. 2. B, C, and D only. 3. C, D, and E only. 4. D, E, and F only. Correct answer: B, C, and D only. Question 18. Given below are two statements, one is labeled as assertion A and other is labeled as reason R. Assertion A: human touch in communication enables students to become participatory. Reason R: in a technology classroom environment, the communicative role of a teacher is secondary. In light of the above statements, choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. 2. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. 3. A is true but R is false. 4. A is false but R is true. Correct answer: A is true but R is false. Question 19. Match list I with list 2. List I, list 2. Type of communication characteristics. A. Vertical I, feedback oriented. B. Horizontal 2. Interpersonal. C. Circular 3. Top down. D. Transactional 4. Rumor oriented. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1A I, B2, C3, D4. 2A2, B3, C4, DI. 3A3, B4, CI, D2. 4A4, BI, C2, D3. Correct answer: A3, B4, CI, D2. Question 20. Given below are two statements. Statement I. Persuasive communication by a teacher in the classroom is intended to make his/her version of information acceptable to students. Statement 2. If it happens at the institutional level, the purpose behind it is image building. In light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. 1. Both statement I and statement 2 are true. 2. Both statement I and statement 2 are false. 3. Statement I is true but statement 2 is false. 4. Statement I is false but statement 2 is true. Correct answer: both statement I and statement 2 are true. Question 21. A man is 30 years older than his son. 5 years ago, his age was 6 times the age of his son. The age of the son is 1. 10 years. 2. 11 years. 3. 12 years. 4. 15 years. Correct answer: 11 years. Question 22. What is the next term in the following series? 4, 12, 28, 52 ____, 176, 284, 398, 4 104. Correct answer: 84. Question 23. A motorist travels to a place 150 kilometers away at an average speed of 50 km/h and returns at a speed of 30 km/h. His average speed for the whole journey is 135 km/h, 237.5 km/h, 340 km/h, 442.5 km/h. Correct answer: 37.5 km/h. Question 24. A sum of money earning compound interest annually doubles itself after 4 years. What is the rate of interest? 1. 14%. 2. 19%. 3. 18%. 4. 15%. Correct answer: 19%. Question 25. In the following letter series, the next term is BDF, e.g., G______. 1. Camo. 2. JMP. 3. ILO. 4. No. Correct answer: Camo. Question 26. Given below are two statements. Statement I. All knowledge is a recollection. It is true on a certain account. Statement 2. All men by nature desire understanding. In light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. 1. Both statement I and statement 2 are true. 2. Both statement I and statement 2 are false. 3. Statement I is true but statement 2 is false. 4. Statement I is false but statement 2 is true. Correct answer: both statement I and statement 2 are true. Question 27. Given below are two statements. Statement I: when I look deep into myself, I always stumble with one perception or another. I can never catch myself. Statement 2: self is the logical presupposition of all knowledge. Therefore, the concepts like substance and person cannot be applied to it. In light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. 1. Both statement I and statement 2 are true. 2. Both statement I and statement 2 are false. 3. Statement I is true but statement 2 is false. 4. Statement I is false but statement 2 is true. Correct answer: both statement I and statement 2 are true. Question 28. Given below are two statements. Statement I: different communities exist independent of one another but jointly somehow they give an idea of communitarian life of a society. Statement 2: Earth exists either through a blind chance or through an inner necessity or through an external cause. In light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. 1. Both statement I and statement 2 are true. 2. Both statement I and statement 2 are false. 3. Statement I is true but statement 2 is false. 4. Statement I is false but statement 2 is true. Correct answer: both statement I and statement 2 are true. Question 29. Match list I with list 2. List I: list 2. Concepts: schools. A. Nirvana I Sankhya. B. Nishriya Satu. Jainism. C. Apavarga 3. Upanishads. D. Moksha 4. Buddhism. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1A4, B3, C2, DI. 2AI, B2, C4, D3. 3A2, BI, C3, D4. 4A3, B4, C2, DI. Correct answer: A4, B3, C2, DI. Question 30. Deduction proceeds from 1. Particular to universal. 2. Universal to particular. 3. Particular to particular. 4. Universal to universal. Correct answer: universal to particular. Comprehension. Question numbers 31 to 35. Study the data given in the table and answer the questions that follow. The following table shows the monthly reporting of patients for different diseases to 3 hospitals in a city. Correct answer: universal to particular. Question 31. What is the percentage of number of patients reporting for blood sugar compared to the total patients in all 3 hospitals? 1. 25.90%. 2. 38.24%. 3. 39.42%. 4. 35.12%. Correct answer: 38.24%. Question 32. What is the average number of patients for the least reported disease? 1. 415.2. 2. 325.4. 3. 391.7. 4. 306.6. Correct answer: 306.6. Question 33. What is the percentage increase in the number of patients reporting heart attacks from hospitals A to hospitals C? 1. 12.5%. 2. 13.2%. 3. 11.9%. 4. 9.2%. Correct answer: 12.5%. Question 34. For patients reporting for kidney problems, what is the ratio of the number of patients reporting at hospitals A and those reporting at hospital C? 1:2:3, 2:3:4, 3:1:3, 4:1:5. Correct answer 1:3. Question 35. What is the percentage increase in the total number of patients from hospital A to hospital C? 1 120%, 2 168%, 3 141%, 4 145%. Correct answer 168%. Question 36. What is the full form of the abbreviation GIF? 1. Graphics Interchange Format. 2. Graphics Interchange File. 3. Global Interchange Format. 4. Graphics Input Format. Correct answer Graphics Interchange Format. Question 37. Which of the following correctly lists computer memory types from lowest to highest speed? 1. Main memory, cache memory, secondary storage. 2. Cache memory, secondary storage, main memory. 3. Secondary storage, main memory, cache memory. 4. Secondary stage, cache memory, main memory. Correct answer secondary storage. Main memory, cache memory. Question 38. Speed of internet is measured in 1 GHz, 2 Gbps, 3 GB, 4 dpi. Correct answer Gbps. Question 39. Given below are two statements, one is labeled as assertion A and the other is labeled as reason R. Assertion A, machine learning requires good quality and sufficient data to train and test the algorithm. Reason R, for correct classification, good quality data which is free from noise, and sufficient data is required for training and testing of the algorithm. In light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. 1. Both A and R are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. 2. Both A and R are correct but R is not the correct explanation of A. 3. A is correct but R is not correct. 4. A is not correct but R is correct. Correct answer both A and R are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. Question 40. Using a websites to pour out one's grievances is called 1. Cyber venting. 2. Web hate. 3. Web anger. 4. Cyber abuse. Correct answer cyber venting. Question 41. Given below are two statements, one is labeled as assertion A and the other is labeled as reason R. Assertion A, lakes are considered to be more susceptible to pollution than rivers. Reason R, water in lakes may take decades to be replaced. In light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. 1. Both A and R are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. 2. Both A and R are correct but R is not the correct explanation of A. 3. A is correct but R is not correct. 4. A is not correct but R is correct. Correct answer both A and R are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. Question 42. Thermal reactors produce energy by fission of the following nuclear fuels. A. Uranium-235, 235U. B. Uranium-233, 233U. C. Uranium-238, 238U. D. Thorium-232, 232Th. E. Plutonium-239, 239Pu. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1A, B, C and E only. 2A, B, C, D and E. 3A, B, D and E only. 4A, B and E only. Correct answer A, B and E only. Question 43. Noise pollution is measured in decibels, dB, with references to a standard sound intensity of the following magnitude: 1 picowatt per m2, 2 1 milliwatt per m2, 3 1 nanowatt per m2, 4 1 microwatt per m2. Correct answer 1 picowatt per m2. Question 44. In a polluted urban area, which one of the following has the highest concentration, ppb, in photochemical smog? 1 ozone, 2 pan, 3 hydrocarbons, without methane, 4 carbon monoxide. Correct answer carbon monoxide. Question 45. Match list I with list 2. List I list 2. Environmental Protocol / Agreement / Action Plan Provisions. A. Montreal Protocol I. Integrated Water Resource Management. B. Paris Agreement 2. Emissions Trading. C. Climate Action Plan 3. Phasing out ozone depleting substances. D. Kyoto Protocol 4. Intended nationally determined contributions. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1A3, B2, CI, D4. 2A2, B3, CI, D4. 3A2, B4, C3, DI. 4A3, B4, CI, D2. Correct answer A3, B4, CI, D2. Question 46. The Chinese scholars, I Ching, and Xianzang visited ancient Nalanda University during 1 5th century CE, 2 7th century CE, 3 10th century CE, 4 12th century CE. Correct answer 7th century CE. Question 47. In which year, the Union government decided that all cases pertaining to the allocation of grants in aid from public funds to the central universities and other universities and institutions of higher learning might be referred to the University Grants Commission? 1 1952, 2 1953, 3 1954, 4 1956. Correct answer 1952. Question 48. Given below are two statements. Statement I. Universities are established by Central/State Act under 2, F, of the UGC Act, 1956. Statement 2. Deemed to be university is declared by a notification of the central government, on the advice of the UGC, under Section 3 of the UGC Act, 1956. In light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. 1. Both Statement I and Statement 2 are true. 2. Both Statement I and Statement 2 are false. 3. Statement I is correct but Statement 2 is false. 4. Statement I is incorrect but Statement 2 is true. Correct answer both Statement I and Statement 2 are true. Question 49. According to the International Commission on Education for the 21st Century headed by Jacques Delors, which of the following main tensions will be witnessed during the 21st century? A. The tension between the global and the local. B. The tension between tradition and modernity. C. The tension between the spiritual and the material. D. The tension between the poor and the rich. E. The tension between the developed and the developing societies. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1A, B and C only. 2B, C, and D only. 3C, D, and E only. 4A, D and E only. Correct answer A, B and C only. Question 50. Match List I and List 2. List I List 2. Categories of environmental education. Examples of those objectives. Objectives. A. Environmental awareness. I. To help social groups and individuals identify and solve environmental problems. B. Environmental knowledge. 2. To help social groups and individuals acquire a set of values for the environment. C. Environmental attitude. 3. To help social groups and individuals acquire a sensitivity to the total environment. D. Environmental skill. 4. To help social groups and individuals gain a variety of experience in environment and its associated problems. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. 1A2, BI, C3, D4. 2AI, B3, C4, D2. 3A4, B2, CI, D3. 4A3, B4, C2, DI. Correct answer A3, B4, C2, DI.